6 models, 6 victims for a Welcome, guys, to Bad Movie Monday. Here, what we're going to do is going to be watching some bad movies and maybe some good movies from time to time. Give a review of them, tell you what we think. But in order to do so, we are going to be playing some horror movie trivia games and eliminating titles to do so. I'm one of the hosts. My name is Chris.
My name's Tyler.
And welcome again to Bad Movie Mondays.
So each week we're going to have a different theme. This month's theme is going to be Giallo January. Behind these contain different Giallo films that we're going to be watching. We're placing them on the table now. And just peppered throughout, really, is going to be a little bit of bad movies, decent movies, things that's not necessarily sticking with the theme of Giallo January, although there are different Giallo discs on there as well. And we're just going to kind of play trivia, open them up one at a time, and see what we end up with.
Let's get to asking some questions.
The Blair Witch Project 1999 takes place in the woods near which of the following Maryland towns? Burkittsville.
Yes.
Very good.
Burkittsville, Blair Witch, 1999. Yeah.
All right, you want to pick them? Well, actually,
all right. I get to eliminate one of the titles, so I'm going to go ahead and eliminate my title. This is a movie that we are not watching. So,
let's see what we got.
This one here. Let's see what we don't have. It's wrapped beautifully.
Yes.
Thank you, Brenna. All right. We are not watching Body Melt. Never seen this movie. Don't really know anything about it.
It's an Australian splatter film. Yeah, that's actually the one that was chosen by my fiance. So
Body Melt.
We're not watching
this early fake documentary. Another documentary. How ironic. This early fake documentary investigates the existence of a Sasquatch-like creature in Folk, Arkansas.
Documentary. Troll Hunter?
Correct answer is The Legend of Boggy Creek from 1972.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to do the unwrapping here. I eliminated The Card Player.
Not watching. That's Dario Argento.
Dario Argento's The Card Player is not being watched tonight. This was part of our Giallo January, so...
It's one of the few Dario Argento films I haven't seen yet. So, off the list tonight.
Hello, I'm Brittany.
I'm Brenna. I'm from 60 Soul.
Alright, our husbands are making us do this. Name 3 actors who have played Dracula.
Bela.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Lee.
Yes.
Daniel Radcliffe.
No. That is not correct at all. Okay.
Is that right?
No, that's incorrect.
Okay, then I get to open one that
wait,
we're
he played
not.
Igor.
That's in Frankenstein.
Oh.
Victor Frankenstein.
I'm going to open one that we're not going to watch.
You got it.
Okay, and I got Spookies.
The ultimate terrible party movie of the decade.
We are not watching farting zombies tonight.
I heard that the farting sound effects were actually added in after and like post-production for no apparent reason at all. They just wanted to make them fart.
Name 4 horror movies with the word night in the title.
Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Demons. Is that a thing? Nightcrawlers. Is that a horror movie? No? Did I make that up? Can you tell me? Did I make that up? I need to know if I need to stop or not.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Is
Let's see.
Nightcrawlers one?
Let's just let's wait and see what you come up with.
And Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightbreed.
Was there cheating going on?
No,
guys?
sir. That was on my brain. Do you want to open one?
Somebody eliminate.
All right, just somebody pick one up.
Candyman.
Aww.
Candyman.
That was my one. I wanted the one.
That's a fantastic film. 3 films.
3 films.
One of the best ever independent horror directors, Larry Cohen.
Okay.
Any of the 3 films in his filmography, just name them.
God Told Me Not To, or God Told Me To.
Yes,
God Told Me
1.
To. The Stuff.
Yes,
And
2.
Q the Winged Serpent.
Heck yeah, that's it.
Alright, so I get to eliminate a movie.
You need to pick one out.
I choose this one, and I am going to eliminate. Let's see what quality movie we have here to eliminate. Stage Fright.
Do you consider this a giallo?
Yes.
How?
Okay, it takes the form of a Giallo movie where there is a killer on the loose. It's a masked killer, but he has the gloves. It's from the killer's point of view. There's always those weird things where the killer has when he kills somebody, he does it in a certain style. So to me, that's a Giallo movie. But
I think it has that feel
it's
too.
the most slasher-esque Giallo there is.
Right. It's basically, it's like borderline. It's not a slasher without being a giallo. It's not a giallo without being a slasher. It's so in the middle. You can almost classify it as either, but I think that it's 100% a giallo too. I would agree.
Yep.
But there's like a lot of people who's kind of 50-50 on that.
Yeah, but this is a movie that we're not watching. All right. Name the actor that played the lead Cenobite in the 1987 film Hellraiser.
The actor?
Mm-hmm.
Doug Bradley.
Correct.
Right. Another giallo off the table from Giallo January. And that is Dario Argento's Opera.
Opera.
Probably one of his best. I mean, not necessarily my favorite work from his, but I think it's definitely up there with one of his best thematic.
It is one of my favorite of the Giallo films.
Just in general, or
in general, yeah.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
It's very. I mean, it's a really interesting movie. I really, really like it. I think it's perfect as well as a Giallo January film. It kind of encompasses Giallo as a whole.
Yes, I have this weird thing with eyes. Like, I don't like things near my eyes. It freaks me out.
Anybody who hasn't seen it, spoiler.
Yeah, this movie definitely pushes the boundaries with like fear of eye stuff. So.
Yeah, it's right there on the poster. It's really kind of. It's pretty creepy. I love it. Not watching off the table.
Who directed Night of the Living Dead, 1968?
I don't want to get it wrong. I feel like this is a really good one. Is it George Romero?
Yes! Yes!
Okay.
Yes!
George Romero.
The way she just turns
I was
around
really
and looks
nervous.
at Chris.
I was really nervous to get that one wrong. Crawl. Don't know anything about it, so...
That's Alexandre Aja's brand new 2019 killer crocodile film.
List 3 named cats in horror films.
Binks.
Okay.
I'll give it to her.
I
Give her that
mean,
one.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's kid horror.
Church.
Yes.
I eliminated Attack of the Killer Tomato.
Oh, that is a rough one.
I have
let me
seen the
tell you.
beginning of this and it was quite...
It's I mean, it's something.
Trying to go
It's like, all right, guys, this is the last round. There are only 2 titles left, and we're going to determine which one we're about to watch by eliminating one of those by asking the final question, which happens to be Giallo inspired. So this last round of questions is going to be questions about Giallo films. Here we go.
Okay, I'll ask you first.
Okay, here we go.
Right. The Dario Argento film Do You Like Hitchcock is based, story-wise, on what Alfred Hitchcock movie?
Okay.
Is
We're gonna
it
collaborate
Rear
here.
Window? I feel like it's Rear Window.
It's not Rear Window, I know
It is not Rear Window.
I'm going to take my guess.
Okay.
Because this is the legitimate guess.
Okay.
Okay. Psycho.
Nope. Correct answer is...
The Girl Who Knew Too Much.
No. Strangers on a Train.
That was my third choice.
You should have said it.
Alright, what is considered to be the first ever Giallo film technically made? Like the first one released theatrically that is classified as a Giallo. There's one earlier than this by the same director, but it's not technically the one that was theatrically released. So I'm gonna go with the next one.
I have one. It's an earlier film from the 40s or maybe from the 50s. Maybe something I can't remember the time period. I'm gonna guess. No. Okay, so it's like the 80s or 70s.
Theatrical.
I don't fucking know. I was gonna say Peeping Tom, but all right, Black Christmas.
The Wizard of Oz.
What's the answer?
Okay, the answer is Blood and Black Lace by Mario Bava, 1964. Bava made a film based off of Alfred Hitchcock's The Girl Who Knew Too Much, I think it was, and then he released it. However, there was one that came out the next year being Blood and Black Lace. That one technically classifies, in my book at least, as the first Giallo.
The more you know, just don't know too much.
Okay, this is the final question, tiebreaker. We're going to be having her ask us. Me and Chris, whoever says it first, gets to eliminate the last film. Here we go. What is it, Bryn?
This is an easy one.
Okay.
Who directed Gremlins?
Joe Dante.
The
Chris.
Cat's in the Bag.
All right. I am going to eliminate.
Okay, we have the one last.
I'm eliminating this one, so this is the one that we're watching. Eliminated is.
That's the one we're watching.
The eliminated title is Eaten Alive.
The day we're recording this, it is Toby Hooper's birthday, January 25th, 2020. I thought it would be bad not to throw in a Toby Hooper movie, so there it is.
All right, so the movie we are watching tonight is.
Blood and Black Lace.
Really?
Yeah, there we go.
Blood and Black
The
Lace.
first ever theatrically released Giallo film. We're watching here. Giallo
January
January
is going down.
Giallo
Is that why you
January,
asked
bitches.
Tonight's showing is Blood and Black Lace. 6 models, 6 victims.
For a crazed mass killer. The Christian haute couture fashion house is a home to models and backstabbing and blackmail and drug deals and murder.
Okay, guys, we just finished watching Blood and Black Lace, the Mario Bava film. You want to explain the plot, synopsis?
Yeah, so basically it is first of all, it's the first Giallo film technically ever made. It doesn't necessarily capture a lot of the themes that the word Giallo, when you think about it, whenever the word Giallo pops up, it doesn't really have all that. But it does, in fact, really place the groundwork for the entire subgenre of horror. The plot is pretty much, it's kind of paper thin. It's almost like a detective story surrounding a...
Very heavy on the detective story.
Yeah. Well, it's basically, it surrounds a, it's like a fashion institute almost.
Like a model academy.
Yeah, it's called, like, I forgot what the name is. It's like Christian Halt or something.
Christian Hot Academy, which is something like that.
Yeah, so it plays on fashion very heavily. It has a lot of like beautiful framework with the fashion industry, and pretty much there's just this mass killer going around killing a bunch of beautiful women. They don't really know what's going on, and this sort of kind of just plays out from there. Really,
I had a few ideas of who the killer was. And I was surprised by what they actually came up with, but I think my idea was a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting. Well, without giving away anything, the direction they take it and the killer at the very end is certainly not to be expected based off of, like, the framework they place before that.
Yeah.
So... I do think that's really interesting, kind of, for anybody who's seen Blood and Black Lace, I think that the killer is an interesting choice, and it certainly works very well, especially as a Giallo film, because it's not your typical, you know...
Yes.
I feel like I'm giving you too much away, but it's not your typical Giallo killer.
I was looking for a little more stylistic shots. Usually with Giallo, you get, like, point-of-view shots a lot. We didn't really get any of those.
Yeah.
It did have really good camera work. The
opening 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a very colorful, vibrant movie, which is very intriguing on the eyes. The only thing is due to that, the blood and the gore, which is not very bloody, but when you do see blood, I don't know, maybe it's the 4K restoration or 2K restoration, but it's very, you can definitely tell the effect is there. It doesn't look very real to me.
Same. It definitely the blood isn't there, but again, this is the 60s.
Yeah.
Later on in the Giallo, the run in the 80s, I think they had a little bit more freedom. But for this being so early, I think that the vibrancy of the actual colors themselves, like you mentioned, was fantastic. It was very vanilla. It's kind of vanilla as a Giallo film, I guess you would say. But it does have some of those ground-laying effective kills that we know later on in the genre. Yeah. Which is kind of nice. I really enjoy that.
I recommend the movie. I think it could have used a lot more kills, more gore, less crime detective work. Maybe not make that the main focus. But overall, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. I'd say recommend it, but if you don't care for slow-moving movies, then it may not be for you.
There's this scene that's maybe 15, 20 minutes into the film where she's in... it's like a storage area, you know what I'm talking about? Like the whole storage area that's in Christian Hall. It's across the street from it.
Yes.
And I give that a 10 out of 10. Like if I was going to rate just that scene, it's so Hitchcocking, so good. And Mario Bava really went for the Hitchcocking-esque feel the year before. So I think that's kind of what he was trying to go with for this particular scene. So that gets a 10 out of 10 for me. As a whole movie, I would probably, honestly, I mean, you might be surprised, probably like a 7 out of 10. 7, 7.5. Probably high mid 7.
I give the epilepsy scene a 9 out of 10. That was spot on performance.
I love that, yeah. But I don't know, like the Giallos tend to always have those like weird kind of moments of acting. So yeah, it kind of worked.
But that's it, guys. That is Bad Movie Monday. It wasn't a bad movie. It was an okay movie. Pretty so we'll get those from time to time. We'll get bad. We'll get good. We'll get in between. So hope you guys enjoy Bad Movie Monday.
See you next time.
See you guys.